Yes, hello, and welcome to Target Lock TV. My name is Simon, and with me today I have Johan, who will
Hello.
join us. Hi, Johan. How nice of you to join us. Let's. We're trying a different thing, and we're trying to do this stream in English today.
Yes, such an exotic language.
Indeed.
Almost never hear it up here in the north.
Well, we have two combatants today. We have Kai, who is playing from Denmark, and we have Andreas, who is Swedish.
Yeah, and we have two completely different lists today. It's gonna be really exciting, I think, to see these two battle it out.
Yeah, we have
the Swarm versus the Proud Aces, I would call it. The evil Swarm, the evil Swarm.
The evil rebels. So it's rebels A-wing.
Absolutely, they are terrorists. And this is the old Republic. I mean, you shouldn't mess with them. They are law-abiding citizens, all of them. But yeah, this is. I faced off versus Andreas's list earlier today. And that was not a pleasant experience. So should we go through what they're playing?
Yeah, would you please start with Andreas then?
Absolutely. So Andreas is bringing 6 A-wings from the Rebel to the table. All of them are Initiative 1 generics, and they come with selfless. All but one of them runs selfless. The blue one does not have selfless. And then they bring variants of ordnance here. So 2 of them, red and yellow, bring the thread tracers, the new missile that gets blocks to everybody if they hit. And green, brown, and blue have concussion missiles, so they can follow up with 3 dice attacks. Probably fully modded, depends a little bit, but they can pack a punch, and they can also withstand some heavy fire actually with that selfless. So that's going to be very interesting. And then we have Kai, and I need to read those a little bit. So we have Anakin Skywalker in the ETA chassis, and we have Ayla Secura, and we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. So these are the new ETA Actis ETA 2 chassis, or whatever they are called, the Jedi starfighters. And high initiative all around. Not that he needed more than 2 to be aces in this matchup, but got some upgrades as well. The R4 Astromechs turning their speed 1 and 2 basic maneuvers not blue, but they're turning them more easy towards blue at least. And then Daredevil on all of them, and Foresight on all of them, allowing them to shoot in the bullseye by spending a force if an opponent ends up in the bullseye. And they can also use that attack as their main attack during the attack step. So lots of force, but also very, very little hull.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I think that, as I said earlier, that this could be a game that is over very quickly, or it could be a prolonged game where they're fighting for position and fighting for arcs. So yeah, it's very interesting, I think.
Yeah, I'm doing my best trying to keep up with the colors here, and
that's not like a good plan, because there are lots of ships on Andreas' side. And just like when he faced off versus me earlier today, he starts with his forces in 2 different groups. So 2 groups of 3 A-wings. And this is actually really, really good, because he's spreading out the A-wings that have the tracers. So versus me earlier today, he went with a pincer move, attacking from 2 sides, and I had to choose. And I could not attack both of his thread tracers ships at the same time, forcing them to discard their focus. So yeah, one of them could fire that tracer round and carnage ensued. So yeah, this is very interesting.
Yes. Yeah, Kai's. I'm a little bit curious about Kai's list actually. It's a lot of force and very high initiative.
It's a super ace list. I mean, he gets to reposition in the system phase by expending a force for all of his ships in the list. So if you are a good ace flyer, you can do terrible things with this list, I think. But they have no shields, right? They are just like Imperial Interceptors, 3 agility, 3 hull. They go down fast. And even though they can take the normal, regular white evade action, and in combination with heavy force, that's a pretty tanky ship. You have to think about how many arcs they are facing at the moment, and how much barrage can one of these tiny attack fighters withstand before they succumb to the void of space. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and Kai is keeping his distance, but also keeping all his aces in the roughly the same spot. And I can't help but being a little bit afraid for him.
Let's see. I think we are experiencing some lagging problems with the stream. I'm trying to sort this out as we go along.
Do we know if we have audio, or should I just keep my mouth shut?
No, I think you can go on. I think there's just a little bit of lag, but there seems to be something eating up a lot of CPU.
We can see here Andreas has opted to go for the K turn with half of his list, half of his squad, to set up for that pincer move that I was speaking about earlier. So yeah, having these 3 aces at the same spot basically, and all arcs are turned towards Andreas's side of the board. I wonder what they can do, but they can reposition in the system space, so that's something.
Yeah,
we'll see if they can somehow outmaneuver these tiny but deadly squads of aliens. We're gonna have lots of time to speak during the dial setting, because I think Andreas has many dials to set, but Kai, of course, has lots of things to think about, so that he does not put any of his tiny ships in danger here. But as for now, they're all full on force. So he's free to spend if he wants to reposition in the system space. Another thing also to note is that these ETA Actis ships, they only have a 2-die gun unless you shoot through the bullseye.
Yeah.
So you really have to be an expert pilot in terms of positioning, especially when you're flying versus these many ships in a swarm. You have to both get your evasive actions, your evasive maneuvering right, and at the same time try to line up those bullseyes, because these are A-wings. They have 3 agility. They even have selfless. So that's going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
And both of these ship types also, they are very agile with lots of similar dial options as well. So going to take a lot of brain power for these players to calculate where the opponent might be.
Yeah.
So no force in the systems phase, it seems. Or he did one reposition, right, with Ayla. Is that a boost? Yeah. So one system phase boost with Ayla.
Mm-hmm.
Dresses. What's this angle for you? That's his. Yeah, that's the bottom part, or the red side. A wing squad is carefully moving into position, and the red one did a boost as well, right? So the red one is stressed, and now we get this pincer move. The right-hand squad is turning in.
Yeah.
Is it the right hand for the stream as well, or is it the bottom? Or how?
Andreas is coming in from the top.
Okay. So you're actually following
view.
from the blue part.
Yes.
Okay, then I should turn my angle as well. Okay, we have one of the ETAs, Ayla, getting in close to the A-wings. But she only boosted, so she has the ability for to do a barrel to arc dodge all of these.
Yes.
Beautifully
Nice.
done. Very, very nice. No bullseye, I think, but definitely a range 1 shot onto yellow and green and possibly blue as well. No, I think yellow and green, range 1. And now we have Obi-Wan. That is not a good position for Obi-Wan, I think.
No, he's in 6 shots at the moment.
Yep. And only
modified shots
will be obstructed. So yeah, this is.
He's got all of his force tokens.
Yeah,
left.
that is true. But if any tracer hits, and Anakin goes in as well. Well, you have the abilities of Obi-Wan and Anakin. The Obi-Wan ability reads that after you are a friendly Anakin Skywalker ship at range 0 to 3 executes a maneuver if there are more enemy ships than other friendly ships at range 0 to 1 of that ship. You may spend 1 force if you do that. Ship gains a focus token. So yeah, now it seems to be using that.
Yeah.
So after the execution of the maneuver, I guess he will check the range. And he got the Phoenix Squadron. The blue one was in range 1. So that means that Obi-Wan is expending a focus or a force, I mean, to get a focus onto Anakin, or did he opt not to use it? I am not sure what went on there. Surely... Well, maybe he didn't want to diminish the defense on Obi-Wan. So, who are we? Which ship are we fighting? Yeah, the yellow one. That is, I think, absolutely the correct move to get rid of that tracer carrier as quickly as possible. But it's only 2 dice, and that's nothing.
Yeah, that's only a focus result.
Yep.
He spends a force to make that 1 hit.
Oh, okay.
And that's 2 evades.
Yeah. Now we have a bullseye shot onto yellow.
So there's 2 focus results and 1 hit.
Yep. He cannot spend the focuses here. But this is
aggressive.
It's aggressive. We'll see if he gets something.
Yes,
Oh,
2
of them.
It's half points on yellow.
Absolutely. And it might actually be that red, which is the other tracer carrier, is not in such a good position. Yeah, attacking yellow again. Range 1, only 1 hit and 1 focus. Yeah.
He turns.
And that is it.
That's 1 gone.
Blanks out on the yellow. I wish that this had happened in my game earlier today. That would have changed things maybe. So the yellow A-wing goes down and the tracer missile with it. And now the question is, does red have range? No. This is huge. This is huge. Of course, Kai can still take some damage here for the regular attacks, but it's going to be a lot less dangerous when fewer ships or no ships are shooting concussion missiles at him.
So that's purple, spending focus for 2 hit results.
Why was 1 die re-rolled there?
I think he...
It was 1, yeah, it was 1 hit and 1.
Yeah.
Iris, so he spends the focus for 2, and now
Anakin's got 1 extra die because it's obstructed.
Absolutely, and he blanks. What is this? These dice.
He's got 1 force and 1 evade token.
Yeah, but there has not been a great number of evade results, natural evade results yet.
Green shoots.
So green shoots versus Anakin as well.
1 hit.
1 hit only. And triple evades. There we go. With the Varians kicking back in. So we have the next shot from Brown.
Hit and crit.
Hit and crit. Same target and no more mods on Anakin. And
he's got 1 force left.
Oh, yeah, 1 force.
3 evades.
Wow. But it does not end there. Blue range 1 shot. That's
Let's
2 after spending the focus. Let's see, can you do it again?
Yes, 2
Yes.
evades.
He keeps on evading. And are there any more attacks at this point? No. There are none. So this was actually, I'm a little bit surprised, I must say, about this, but I think it came down to Red not having the arc, not being able to shoot the tracer missile. And of course, a tracer missile versus such a nimble target as these Jedi starfighters, it's not a guarantee hit, as you might more easily get versus ships with lower agility, of course. Like
No, and I mean the dice were really with Kai this round.
I must say these.
You can't penetrate the damage if even with two two hits if you roll 3 evades. So.
And he also spent a lot, or at least he spent force on the actual attacks as well, but
Yes.
managed to keep enough or roll enough evades basically to keep him safe. But none of the Jedis have full force. They are all missing 1 force to be at max. So that's a little bit, at least in the war of attrition, when you're facing force users. That could play in Andreas's favor. So another question is, of course, where do these ships go? What is Andreas's purpose here? And what can Kai do to avoid getting blocked, avoid range 1 shots from these angry A-Wings? And can Andreas catch them at this point? I mean, we could see the expenditure of force, for example, from Anakin, a force bank to the right, to almost guaranteed to be out of arcs of anything. At this point, he could K-turn. He can do a hard maneuver to try to chase after pink and red, for example, or even that purple Talon roll. But I think that's a bit dangerous when you're starting to get low on force. Obi-Wan is perhaps the ship that's in the most difficult position, as he can get chased by the group of 3 A-Wings, and he could potentially get blocked by the ships ahead of him.
Yeah, and I was also thinking if we should go through the pilot abilities of Kai's list, because it is a lot of text. And if we start with Anakin.
Yeah, so Anakin and Obi-Wan have some sort of relationship here. So Anakin's text reads, after you or a friendly Obi-Wan Kenobi ship at range 0 to 3 executes a maneuver. If there are more enemy ships than other friendly ships at range 0 to 1 of that ship, you may spend 1 force. And if you do, that ship removes 1 red token of your choice. So Anakin is basically, he can use this ability himself, of course. But he can also share this ability to Obi-Wan, and that's his ability that we recognize from the Delta 7 or the Other Sprite chassis that he flew previously and still flies in some formats. So basically, you can remove a stress token by expending a force.
And if we go to Obi-Wan Kenobi, he reads almost the same, but you may spend 1 force to gain a focus token.
Yep. So that's both of them, of course, are a little bit different from their counterparts in the Other Sprite, but they can make use of both of them.
He uses Daredevil to do a 90-degree turn.
Oh yeah. So he's playing very aggressively.
He stressed himself. Andreas is doing a 5k with blue.
Yeah.
Bumps
Ah,
with the brown.
yeah. And this is interesting. Maybe Anakin was already set up for the bullseye for blue and green. So he could potentially want to K-turn, use his ability, and then be able to fire at blue, for example, here. However, green might put some what do you say? What's the expression? Some gravel in the machinery. I don't know if that's the correct English expression, but he could actually put a stop to this with the positioning of green. Because do you have the maneuvers for Anakin? What's the K-turn?
Yeah, it
Speed
is 4k.
Okay, then it should fit, I think.
And it was the purple A-wing who went onto the debris cloud.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see now what can... That's a very aggressive straight into range 1 bullseye onto that brown A-wing.
Yep.
Well, let's see if he gets Obi-Wan and Anakin to
back him up.
Or her, I think,
Yeah.
Ayla. Her ability then, while an enemy ship in your arc at range 0 to 1 performs an attack, the defender may change one blank result to a focus result. So she's actually helping out on the defensive side. And that's actually a pretty smart move because now she had her ability will trigger on both of those A-wings at range 1 of her. And Obi-Wan is doing the choreographed turn, and now I think, does he want to use... Maybe he cannot use Anakin's ability because within range 1 there are one of each, one enemy ship and one friendly ship. And here, does he want to use Anakin's ability here?
I don't think he can.
No, exactly. It's the same thing there because now we're adding Anakin to the mix. Yeah. So they shouldn't actually fly too close to each other in order to benefit from their abilities. Should keep some distance between Anakin. They are bros, but they are not that close. So this is going to be interesting. Focus firing on the one that Ayla is facing. He can hit that with all 3 aces, or we're going for the 3 dice bullseye attack. But yeah, I think it's smart to try focus fire these A-wings because they can also roll evades. Trust me. Just a crit. Ooh. That's
one hit on brown.
Yeah. He could here choose to take at him on pink. Yeah, he's using selfless. Very nice. Removing it because he knows that Ayla would want to shoot straight into brown. So that's very clever to shift that crit.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I might have mixed them up a little bit.
And here is the attack, and he is she is focused up, so that's potentially a 4 hits. We'll see if Kai wants to spend the focus here. Here's also an opportunity, I think. No, it's no, Obi-Wan is not. This is not Obi-Wan in the other sprite, so his ability only works for himself or Anakin. So Ayla cannot benefit from that. So she will have to risk it and gamble, and that is exactly what Kai is doing with her.
So that's 2.
2 hits, and the hits cannot be shifted through selfless, so just has to take them all. And this is the final shot from Kai's list. see if that can do anything. 2 dice, same target, 1 crit again.
That's possibly to
Yeah,
either dodge or use selfless to.
Versus Andreas list, you generally don't want to see any crits at all. It's better to just go have them go straight down.
Thread
Unless they're
tracers
spread out, of course.
from red.
Yeah, now we'll see if this. Yeah, shooting at Anakin, keeping the pressure. Anakin still has some force. Ayla is out of force, but yeah,
That's only one.
only 1 hit. But he needs to expend his force.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is the right choice to try and kill. Hit crit natties. I think he needs to get one of these aces away now, especially Ayla, who has expended her force already.
Oh, so let's hit crit in Ayla.
Hit and crit. That's a potentially killing blow if that crit turns into a direct hit. Let's see.
Wounded pilot.
That's the one where you potentially get more stress. Yeah. So 50% chance after each action to get the stress. And that, of course, is not really good with the intuitive controls.
Unless you do blue movements.
Of course, of course.
So that's 1 crit.
1 crit from the stressed blue A-wing.
And 1 evade.
1 evade. Yeah, those hot dice from last turn are kind of not showing anymore. Let's see if this is a killing blow then. Brown versus Ayla. 2 hits. She needs to roll 2 evades. And she does not.
She's gone.
Exactly, because her ability only matters if she has force or focus left. Okay.
Yeah, and Andreas is actually getting enough points by that to go past Kai's 48 with 59.
And this is still with no tracer play. So this is the damage we see without any double mods,
Yes.
just by having more ships.
We're actually gonna go silent mode for a second, just to rearrange the overlay, but bear with us in a second. Then we're back with
We are back.
new colors.
New colors, we've updated the overlay to get the correct world view, and now the A-wings are moving about, blocking. We have going through the debris there for pink, no crit, that's good, still stressed of course, but manages to bump his own blue one. Maybe he should have done those in the other order, just to be sure of getting mods of blue. Oh, we have a foresight. Foresight activation on Anakin. Spending 1 force, shooting 2 dice before hit crit. And that's some blue, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bonus attack, and blue takes
2.
Both shields. Oh no, that was actually on pink. He wanted to do it on pink.
Oh yeah, so he takes a crit then.
And oh, or is it on blue? They are frantically. No, it's on pink, and this kills pink. But this also means that blue does not bump pink, right?
Yes.
Or
maybe we should tell them this.
yeah, I can pop into them.
Yeah.
Quickly. Could you just don't forget to call me again?
No.
Or I can just rejoin this conversation. I'll be back.
Yeah, let's see. Johan is just popping in to speak to the players.
All right, so I'm back again. Yeah, apparently it had 1 shield, so it just took 1 crit to the hull, and Andreas opted not to share that crit with brown or anything like that. So pink is still alive on 1 hull, and therefore continues to block blue.
Yes. Do you know what
the crit?
Yeah.
The crit is panicked pilot.
Oh.
So that should be flipped down. So I don't think that A-wing is taking any more actions this game, unless it flees. Or maybe manages to bump. Yeah, we have a lot of bump going on here. Both Anakin and Obi-Wan got bumped, so no actions. Or why is there a focus token? Is that focus token belonging?
He's spending. He's got more enemy ships.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so he used the force for that. Okay. So Anakin got the bullseye. Shooting at pink or blue? Probably pink, right? Blue is completely undamaged at this point.
Pink.
He wants to kill pink. 4 dice, since it's a bullseye. Rolls. Okay. Does he want to spend the focus? That's the question.
He's hovering over his force token.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he has. Oh, he spent the last
force
force.
for 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's gone.
That is a dead pink A-wing.
Again. Back from the dead. But
yeah. And then the dice.
Now gone.
Now gone forever. Permanent exile. Okay, so I think that this is actually fairly okay for Kai now. Let's see what he can do to this blue one.
Yeah.
Oh, and he doesn't even think about it, spending the focus 4 hits and just 1 evade on blue. Fortunately, blue is healthy.
Not anymore.
Or yeah, but I mean, otherwise he would have died if he was not healthy. But this is an interesting turn of events. I mean, those green dice have not been kind on Andreas's side this turn yet. So let's see. Shooting at Anakin and black out. We have green. Green just needs to
Hit crit.
some paint. That's good. Hit crit. 1 evade in the box, 1 outside. Let's roll it again. And 2 evades. Safe.
And that's it.
I think that's it. I mean, he got a couple of blocks in, but those ships that are blocking seldom shoot. I mean, red, of course, was very close to having the arc there, but still has the strength in numbers. But yeah, the force on Anakin is low. So it could still swing both ways, I'd say. But I think the most important thing in this game so far is that Kai has managed to not get hit by any tracer round.
Yeah,
because that is when the hurt starts piling up. You could see the 3 blanks, for example, by blue this turn. That could easily be turned into something much more dangerous if you have a target lock you can spend. Yeah, there is a target lock. So Brown has taken a target lock here onto Anakin. So there is a target lock. So there's a possibility for concussion and missiles. But he's still facing the wrong way. And you generally don't want to K-turn and fire a missile with only the lock. Bad karma to do that. But then again, we don't know what kind of luxury Andreas has to take his time against these angry Jedis. Because both Obi-Wan and Anakin are completely unhurt, even though they sacrificed their friend in order to inflict some damage to Andreas' swarm. Of course, lots of thinking going on here now. Both of them are still done. Very fast, impressive. We keep on getting bumps from Andreas. A little bit surprised by that.
Target lock from green.
Yeah, that's nice. Lighting up Anakin. Oh, we have more bumps. It's could still be good. Yeah, okay, so that was a failed sloop or okay turn. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was a sloop that did not fit, so that's why it's stressed. Oh, and we're checking for foresight. Yeah, getting those extra attacks in there on Kai's side is of course important when he only has 2 ships left. So let's see. And he gets to automatically turn 1 to a hit, so hit.
Oh.
And these green dice are not. And that's a blue one dead. Blue one gone. And it's now starting to look really, really good for Kai. I must say that I was not that convinced that these Jedis could do so well versus such a swarmy list with agile ships, but he has managed to turn this around actually.
Yeah, and you were even planning on raving a little bit about swarms today.
Oh yeah. I didn't know if I was allowed to do that on stream, but I'm not a fan of swarms in X-wing at all. I think when I started to play in 1.0, you could see a few swarms, mostly TIE fighters huddling together around a scared hull runner, and a few people had those, and that felt good. Just facing off against swarms, a couple of times during during a tournament or something like that. But now we see swarms in many places, and ships are very affordable even at lower initiative, even though they don't have an ability maybe. So lots of swarm lists are very viable. But here Kai is actually maybe showing me that I should shut up and just let the good people play.
Let's see, he's shooting at Brown, which
Yeah,
got 2 hull
that
left.
is, yeah. But
And
now
2 aids.
the greens are back. Andreas, he still has this. I believe in him. Oh, now the new feature of marking a ship was accidentally invoked there. Obi-Wan is shooting same target, a stressed one, and he gets 1 hit. Is it safe to spend the focus here? Probably.
Yeah, he's got
because the locks are on Anakin, and 1 damage to Brown. No selfless there, of course. No other ships around, and no crit to cancel. So, or move, I would say. Now, concussion missiles from green. Is that an obstructed shot or not? Oh, that's Natty's hit crit. Is that onto Anakin, I guess, because it's a target lock requirement?
Yes.
But was it obstructed? Yes, it was. But Anakin is not doing that well today.
He's taking
Spending the
1.
last force, taking a crit. See if that is something that will hamper his future rounds. Fuel leak. Well, if he gets another crit, he dies. So that's, since he has 2 HP left, that could be something you would want to repair. But of course, spending a turn to repair a car when you're a Jedi Ace, that's not something you really want to do. So now we have another missile. This is, could be a Hail Mary here. Shooting when you have only the lock. I don't see any dice roll here.
No. So that's
Okay.
target lock. Oh,
hit crit again. Natties. This
will we see a dead
that's only
Anakin?
3, and Anakin is dead. And even though I just recently said, even though I just recently said that maybe Kai is, outplaying Andreas' swarms and all the many ships, this is all it takes. It takes 1 turn when you are not prepared for damage income and the opponent rolls well. And then you're gone.
Let's see if Obi-Wan Kenobi can stand tall.
Yep. Still a game though. I mean, the A-Wings, Brown is almost dead, just 1 HP remaining. Green is healthy. Red is healthy. And we still have tracers on red, 1 tracer left, and 2 concussion missile charges on green. And Brown is also has 2 concussion charges. but it's still, we have 3 ships versus 1. That's usually not
Optimal.
good. No, it's usually not. I mean, the problem is that the ETA is only firing 2 dice attacks unless it's a bullseye. So it's not like Kai has a vastly more superior firepower. Otherwise, it could be. But if he takes out Brown fast, without taking maybe more than 1 damage in return or something like that, could be good. Could be doable. But here I think that he might actually block Brown if Brown goes too forward. Oh, he's turning away. And with a hard white maneuver there. So keeping the stress. I did not expect that. Red goes in aggressively. But green bumps again. But 2 range 1 shots if they survive this. And they should, since they are full. I think.
It's a bump, so that's 1 range 1 shot.
Yeah, unfortunately for Andreas. But yeah, I mean, if he didn't bump, he would have gotten no shots. But green is, green is actually in the bullseye there, so it is a bit dangerous. 4 versus 3 and no mods. 4 versus 3, I think. Why is there a 4th one? Oh, that's too many dice. Yeah, they need to reroll those dice. But 2 evades is
Plenty.
more than enough. Yep, absolutely. And one important thing here is, of course, that red A-Wing managed to get a lock.
Yeah.
So now they are in the position of possibly K-turning, and green, of course, gets to shoot back.
Ooh.
3 hits, and that's not really what Kai needed at this point.
Only 1 hull left.
Only 1 hull, half points, and the only thing I'm thinking about, I mean, brown one is not. Brown one is actually not getting back into the battle at this point, since he's still stressed.
Yeah.
I really wonder why that. I'm gonna ask him after the game why he did a 1 hard turn there with Brown. If there was some sort of strategic thinking. So, yeah, that could be because the green and red naturally could sloop or K-turn.
Mm-hmm.
But that means also no mods except for that red target lock. Could also, of course, be that they try to hard turn and boost, focus boost, but they don't know where the Actis will end up. Oh, is the Actis stressed? Let me check.
No, it's not stressed.
Why is there stress?
Or did he spend? No.
No, he tried to fly straight. Or maybe he got the crit. Or no, he got a hit only. I must be missing something. Why is there a stress to Obi-Wan?
Well, he did a Daredevil. move before, but I thought that he did
two straight, and they
yeah.
have two straights that are blue, right?
Yeah, especially with R4 Astromech.
Yeah, especially with that. I could just go and ask them real quick. Coming back.
What a game! I really thought Kai had it for quite a while there, and now it's looking like Andreas might even take this. At the moment, Andreas got 152 points versus Kai's 114. And Kai needs to go really defensive if he wants to stay alive.
All right, so I'm back again. So apparently we missed something. Obi-Wan did a 4K, they say, that did not fit. So he revealed a red maneuver when he was stressed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 2 forward white maneuver. And then they were actually asking us from a rules perspective, will R4 Astromech change and reduce the difficulty of that speed 2 maneuver? Turning that blue?
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either, but it was an interesting question.
Yeah, I will definitely look that up. So let's see. We got a shot.
Yeah, I missed
Range
all of the
one.
repositioning here, but it looks like this is actually good for Kai, with only taking one shot back, possibly dealing some damage to this no token green. Oh, he's shooting the one that's damaged. I wonder if this is good, actually. No.
It could have been.
Because I mean, since he knows that Brown cannot engage him this turn, and Brown needs to either fly away forever, and he has so much easier to get back. Let's see if this crit hits. No, it doesn't.
I
So
think
he has so much. He can easily pursue that A-wing, and if the A-wing K turns or sloops or something like that, he will have no tokens.
I think he's just trying to reduce the amount of incoming shots.
Yeah, I know, but getting 3 dice attack on the range 1 A-wing that also has no tokens could maybe put him at half or something, and then he has the the likelihood of killing either of those ships going forward. But yeah, but I know it's usually good to focus fire, but sometimes, especially versus agile ships, it's good to shoot at whatever is closest and has no mods to get that extra die.
Yes, we have Mefo in the chat who's telling us that the stress maneuver is a stress maneuver and will not change by effects.
Ah, very good. So we are all in alignment then.
Yes.
We just didn't know why. So both players are ready. They're playing pretty fast. Well, now there are not that many ships left to move about on the table.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes left on the time of the table.
Yeah.
We had some intermissions, but
Yeah. Okay, so now brown tries to turn back in. Green takes a lock, so now and boosts away. To get stressed, and red.
you think we'll see a hard one, or you think he might be going around the gas cloud?
I think
repositioning here.
I think one hard. I would probably do one hard because I would expect the brown one to turn around that cloud to get back in, to not fly away forever. Yeah, exactly.
And a barrel roll on that.
This is difficult. He doesn't want to. I mean, he can't do anything there. He needs to focus up, I think. If he barrel rolls to the left, he will get into the sight of brown, even though he could possibly arc dodge red. But then
he can take it. He can take brown out before he.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I'm just not sure if he. Yeah, he would probably dodge that arc. They are a little bit angled, of course, but yeah, he should probably be able to barrel to dodge that arc. Because red is still on full. Does he expect to? Yeah, okay, so now he chose the focus action.
Yeah.
He has a force. Could have maybe picked
I think he's saving up some force now when he's only got one.
Or, oh, did he link it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, range one shot.
Yeah, did he spend a force to get that focus, maybe? And then because there are more enemies, and then barreling out. So this is the best course of action here. The question is then, do you want to? Yeah. Oh, Andreas's ship survives. Now Kai must feel the pressure. Yeah, no arc there. But here we have range 2, that is, as well. So this could be the shot for the game.
Concussion?
And it's a concussion as well. Yeah, that's probably, he has both. Why not? He has a lock and a focus. This is probably goodbye. If he gets 3. Yeah. Unless we see 3 natties out of Obi-Wan, this is game.
He still got the focus as well.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true.
But
green dice give and the green dice taketh away, right? Wow. But I think this game was a lot more closer than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Because, as I mentioned, I faced off versus this list earlier, and it completely destroyed me. Then, of course, I flew 3 ships with 1 agility, so that's, have to suit myself, basically. But
yeah, it's an amazing game to watch, actually. Let's move over to the players and see what they say.
Yep.
Let's meet up on the table.
Yep.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Well,
one of us is doing good. One of us is not doing.
Widely varying swings this game, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like Anakin disappearing like that. Boom. That was not expected. I mean, he didn't even have force and stuff. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it looked good. I mean, I was going back and forth. Who is winning now? And who has control? And and the first engagement I think was really interesting because
Yeah.
we did not know if the red A-wing had the range for the tracer missile.
No.
So we were like, okay, if he has range, then there will be locks for everyone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if he came over,
If he hits, of course.
yeah, of course he needs to hit as well, and that's more dangerous versus
Yeah.
these high agility aces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very entertaining game, I think.
Well, that's really
Yeah.
good. We aim to deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
I hope we both have fun. I think so.
I definitely had fun. I thought it was
Yeah.
flying these ETAs. I think
Mhm.
they're really interesting. I'm definitely going to be flying more of those in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would never dare to pick more than one up, I think, because they look so fragile. They look like interceptors, but
They really
even
do.
smaller and tinier.
Well, they have fantastic mods, like with Anakin and Obi, just like focus, release stress.
Yeah.
You want on the battlefield.
But then,
Oh,
but then you're sitting there, and suddenly you're in 2 or 3 arcs, and
yeah.
then
Or just
you're
one arc.
biting your nails.
But
Yeah.
but if you also think, if I miss with the thread traces, if he would take an evade on the Jedi's, then he has 3 force and an evade, and I only have 2 attack dice with focus.
Mhm.
So it doesn't hit that good if I don't hit with the thread tracers.
I mean, also you have to remember it's a dice game. In the end,
Yeah.
like it is a dice game.
Yeah.
That's the baseline. Like
That's the thing I don't like about the game.
me too. I completely agree. Agree. But it is part of the game.
Yeah.
But we did not see. I was reflecting that we did not see that many system phase repositions from the Jedi's, or maybe I was just trying to check things regarding the right damage on the right ship. We saw a little bit in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
towards the end, I think they were force starved.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Most
That's
of
exactly the problem. You don't have Yoda in hyperspace. Well, you do. You do have Yoda. You do actually have Yoda. You do have Yoda. So I disagree.
Okay.
But he doesn't have access to many fun stuff, as many fun things as he does in extended.
Mhm.
So I switched
you-
him out for Ayla.
But do you really want to switch out Ayla, either Ayla or Obi for Yoda?
Exactly, for Yoda.
No.
The thing with Yoda is he's nice with sense.
Yeah.
He can sit there with patience and sense and send force to everyone, sensing everybody else's moves. I think he's pretty solid, probably.
Yeah.
But that's it's also towards more against AC matchups.
Yeah.
But Ayla's ability also is hard because she wants to be in the face of other enemies, but she can't get a focus from Obi, and she only has 2 force. So
So she
I
really
think
has to take the evade to protect
But also
herself.
you have to be in range 1 in front arc from her, but also
Yeah.
out of their arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's the difficult because you
That's
were
hard.
lining up her nicely here around
Right,
the brief
right.
cloud, so we were like, oh, that's nice. She has 2 ships in her arc.
Yeah.
At range 1, but then she died.
Yeah, because she didn't have any mods. Yeah, but I also spent the mod, right? So that was partly my fault. But I mean, I think generally, if you can kill ships, PS kill ships, it's usually worth it.
Yeah.
If you can take 1 less shot, that's still better than getting an extra eyeball once in a while.
Yeah, that's true as well. But the problem is that with A-wings you can't really reliably kill them. They have 3 evade dice, so
Yeah, and they might just roll 3.
you need to be lucky. So spending the mods in such a matchup as like this one is even more dangerous, even more scary.
It's true. It's true. Yes, I really agree. This is my playstyle. I like spending mods.
Yeah.
Instead of keeping them defensively, which is probably to my detrimental effect most of the time. But I do enjoy blowing stuff up. So
you still have this list. I think that's more than I did. I killed nothing when I faced Andreas earlier today. I almost killed 1 A-wing, and I had 4 hits.
What were you flying, Gurasz?
I was flying. I have this project where I try to get as many mods as possible and still have 3 or 4 ships. So I've played Dutch, Jake, and 2 B-wings, Tenam and Braylon Strum with
my favorite ships.
synchronized S-foils or whatever they are called, and stabilized S-foils, and one of
taps.
so one of them with tractor beam to try to combat swarms. Maybe put one of them on a rock, and the other with I'm practicing or I'm trying out a sync laser cannon from the TIE Heavy launch. because it gives me more damage at range 2 to 3 than, swapping it in for an ion cannon or something like that. But on the other hand, the B-wings tend to end up at range 1 quite a
Very
lot
much.
as well.
Very much so, yeah.
I'm a little bit undecided on that. But I was completely annihilated by Andreas. So not sure, still trying to find the optimal list for me that is not a generic swarm list. But I'm too much of a chicken to play these fragile aces, that's for sure.
I must ask, Kai, you had 20 points to go on your as a bid on your list. Do you think you could have added something that?
I mean, I could have a couple of hull upgrades, and the Foresight Daredevil Astromech combo wasn't really necessary either.
Yeah.
I could have done something else completely different. Just like go with few hull upgrades and maybe like what's it called? Not the supernatural reflexes, but the other one.
Extreme maneuvers.
Extreme maneuvers. That would have been kind of cool. But
Yeah.
I think this was a nice option to get some maneuverability in without having to spend force.
That is true.
And the R4 Astromech really opens up their dial a lot as well. So with the Daredevil, I mean, of course, but otherwise they don't need to take stress ever. So like.
Wouldn't you say that the hull upgrade would be one of these what they say force multiplier things almost because of how defensive they are? So that could be something to look into a little bit if you have the points.
Definitely. It's the first time with this list, so I'm just trying the ETA out really, figuring it out.
A job well done. Now, gentlemen, I'm gonna close down the stream. So I would like to thank Kai and Andreas. Thank you very much for playing, and I also would like to thank Johan. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome, Simon. Thank you for letting me.
Yeah, thank you for hosting, Simon, and thank you, Andreas, for playing. That was really fun.
You too. Yeah, I really had a good time.
Thank you very much, and let's see each other next week again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.